Competitive fly fishing has taken some heat recently. There have been dark rumblings in the hallowed halls of fly fishing, ironically from people who've never actually fished a competition. So I'm on my way to the South African National Champs. If the critics of comp fly fishing won't come and actually see for themselves, the next best thing is if we make a film to take that information to them. You've seen inside the world's worst prisons and gangs. This is inside comp fly fishing. South African A Nationals are fished every year around April, come hell or high water. This year, organisers and anglers had both. Record late summer rainfall has filled rivers to the brim. The lower sections have been flooding for all of 2 months, and a dry winter saw fish numbers plummet because of a failed spawn. So A-Nats was pushed right up into the mountains above Underberg, into pieces of river that are fickle but remain fishable, even after daily deluges. The goals of the comp remain the same.
So I think the main focus from the A Nationals is obviously to look at selecting your teams for ranking points for world participation in the Commonwealths and the World Championships. And then the second aspect is obviously development. So we're looking at the colts and the ladies development. The guys can qualify through B Nationals, through their ranking, and then we're able to accelerate the guys into the system. So they actually get ranking points and they can qualify for trials to make it to those teams.
So much goes into the organising of this event. Everything from booking waters that hold fish to still water sector setups, to beating rivers, lunch packs, opening and closing ceremonies, and more. A captain's meeting, bringing important amendments each year.
So all the rules are guided to ensure proper preservation and conservation of the fish, and fish care is a priority. As we reiterate time and time again in the captain's meeting, the marshals are trained on that as well.
These guys are from all over the country, but they seem like close friends. And the opening ceremony is like a reunion.
It must be about having fun. Let's go out there and do it. And the National Fly Fishing Championships for the seniors for 2025 is now open. Thank you.
So how does comp angling work? Take 50 anglers. Break them into equally matched groups of 10 for the whole comp. Each group gets assigned to a piece of water or a sector. Groups rotate across all 5 sectors so that all groups fish all 5 pieces of water over 5 3-hour sessions. The winner of each group gets 1 point, last place gets 10 points. The winner of the comp is the angler with the least number of points. If there's a tie, well, then Jennifer Brain starts counting fish centimetres. Day 1 starts at 6 a.m. Everyone converges on the Underberg Club. Anticipation and nerves are running high.
I am feeling good this morning. It's because we haven't touched the water yet. Ask me later and I'll tell you how I really feel.
How are you feeling?
Best day ever.
Very similar to my wedding day, just a little bit more exciting.
Get in closer to his face. Zoom in here.
How are you feeling?
Nervous. Always on the first day. I've got the dam, Lumps. Yeah. So excited. I think the first hour is going to be very important, and then I think after that's going to get a bit tough,
Some trade secrets are shared, just not the secret ones.
Looking forward to Godfield. Never fished it before, so. Yeah.
Sure?
Good one.
What's your plan?
We're good. Go and catch some fish. Have some fun with the boys. Hopefully the rain stays away. Sure. It's going to be like a day.
D for Daddy. Group E out of here with me.
Groups gather for the first time, ready to head to their sectors. These groups will fish against each other for the next 3 days. Then there's a mass exodus to the different sectors, where groups are given their beat numbers.
This is sector number 4, first session, beat 1, individual A. Beat 2 is Colts. Okay. Beat 3 is Gauteng North.
Brett van Rensburg, the defending national champ, is on beat 4, walking his water and putting together the best plan to fish it.
Usually I bounce around, but because this beat's got restricted access, and with the bank the way it is on that side, I think I'm going to try to fish it methodically all the way up, but I want to leave at least half an hour for this upper set from here to there, that last 40 meters, if we get it right. Obviously if it's great down there, we just leave this for the next angler. They can enjoy it.
Every angler gets a marshal, an Underberg local employed specifically for the comp.
Where do you want to get your fly?
I want to get my flies exactly there, just as it comes off the white rock. So we found the fish are sitting off the white rock, they'll feed onto the white rock. Just on the edge of it, 100%. But the beginning of this is great, but as soon as I step here, it muds that.
Brett's beat is about 400 meters long. At 8:30, he begins session 1. His marshal has been taught basic rules for scoring and for fish well-being. What strikes you immediately is the intensity and focus that Brett fishes with. He also changes flies and tippets constantly. It's exhausting to watch him always moving. Prospecting with a dry dropper on a nymphing setup.
The idea with the sort of light line nymphing is just to create a level leader, very light, and most of the guys are using like 0.12, 0.14 at a push, going down to 8x tippet. So yeah, there's nothing to actually, there's no weight in that setup to allow you to push big distance. So a lot of it is technique and small tricks that you got to learn, like water loading your flies.
Fishing is slow to start, but Brett finds fish when the sun peeps out. He hustles back to his marshal, who has to verify his catch and make sure that he releases the fish properly. For measuring, fish are placed in a wet vinyl gutter with a tape. It is in the interest of the angler to get the fish back into the water as fast as possible and swimming strong. If he or she doesn't, the marshal won't count the fish. Brett measures his catch. 18.6. It's recorded and back into the water ASAP. Recent rule changes mean that fish can't be popped up into the air. A net must be in the water. Every fish is landed and released as quickly as possible.
18.2.
Just downstream on beat 6, Garth Nieuwenhuis from Western Province has a tougher beat of water.
In a competition like this, it sometimes can be quite hard because not all beats are even. You've got a 5-kilometer stretch of river and certain beats are not as even as other beats.
But Garth's on the scoreboard too. Beat 8 is fished by Rob Steyn from Cape Winelands. He's nymphing a small hole against the opposite bank. He picks up another fish, adding to a growing total. By the end of the session, he has 20 fish on the scorecard.
Yeah, it started pretty rough when I think nerves got to me a little bit in the beginning, but once that first fish hit, it was just carry on, just rolling from the next one to the next one, working with the timeline, I think I came out alright.
Back up at beat 4, Brett's checking an overflowing scorecard. He's got 31 fish recorded and verified by his marshal.
Okay, so Brett, how was that session?
Sure, it was slow at the start. I think the cold overnight definitely switched the fish off. It was also very difficult to work out where the fish were. I thought at first they were going to be in the riffles. They weren't in the riffles this morning at all. Then I thought I'd cottoned onto something when I got a few fish sliding off white rocks. That happened to be nothing in the end as well. And then I think about 45 minutes in I realized you just had to be methodical and work the water. So I changed to dry dropper and I just worked slowly and I got consistent fish. But nothing really stood out until the sun came out. Once the sun came out, all the techniques you were using before, whether it was 2 small nymphs in the riffles or dry dropper in the small pockets or 2 nymphs in the pools, and then they started coming on. I had a great 30 minutes. I had 4 double ups in the last 30 minutes, just under the bridge. And it was quite nice. So I was using a technique that I've used before where you hook the first fish and then you just drop your rod tip so they stay deep. Earlier in the session I'd caught a few fish under the pool and I'd seen other fish chasing them around. So I just held the flies down and hoped for a second eat, and I started picking up quite a few on the second fly.
Session 2, and Group E arrives at Gox Hill after a morning on Sector 5.
Who won this morning?
You did.
Which one?
This one, yeah. Stefan.
Stefan won this morning.
Please take your glasses off, Stefan.
The one with the
I
dirty
can't
beard.
eat, Jonker. Stefan, we want to see your eyes.
So Stefan, I'd like to ask you, how did this morning go? But seriously.
Stefan,
Actually, no, I've got a better one for this. Marky, can you walk us through this
This
morning?
is shame. This is not right,
How
guys.
did your morning go?
I caught no fish and it was not nice. We can go back to the winner now. Thank you.
How did you do?
Yeah, it was a good morning. I managed to get 3 fish. Not as many as Stuart over here, but yeah, it was a good time.
The anglers get ready for 3 hours on the boats, Loch style. They have to pair up and plan their session on the vast waters of Gox Hill. 10 minutes before the start of Session 2, they launch and head for the best spots. Gox Hill would prove to be a real kingmaker sector. If you catch a fish here, success in the comp is almost guaranteed. But those fish would be few and far between. Sector 2 would also prove a real challenge. This small berg stream has brutal cover across about half of its water. The higher reaches are even more difficult than the lower beats. Eastern Cape's Rob Scott is almost invisible in deep cover. The stream's tiny and the water's clean. The fish can see him easily. Impressively, he has 3 on the scorecard already. One beat below, Lyle Smith from Mpumalanga, also in stealth mode. loading his line so he can throw further upstream. Marshals hang back, and not many fish end up on the scorecards.
Very overgrown, bushy. Like we said, very hard to fish. You've really got to tuck in. You've got to turn into a bit of a weasel cross otter to find the gaps and get in and get out. But yeah, and then you've got to keep your cormorant brain on to try to find the fish. So I found 3. I don't think it's very high up in the group. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy with it.
It's the close of day 1, and things are already tough.
What do you want to know? Walking up the river or fishing it.
How are your knees?
Knees okay, back sore. A lot of undercover crawling under wattles to try and get to little holes which had no fish in them. Yeah, really tough. I managed to get 4 fish out eventually, but it was just literally scratching. I had 1 deep hole to fish.
Group C head for Sector 5. It's a pretty stream, but don't be deceived. The upper beats of this sector would produce numerous legendary blanks, where no fish go onto the scorecard at all. Junior Griffin Price had a cracker session the day before.
In the morning I had a bit of a rough one, and then yesterday afternoon I fished hard and I got a really good beat, and I made it worth it, and I ended up catching 21 fish and winning my session. I was very happy about it, but now I've got another day ahead of me to do better and hopefully climb up the leaderboard.
Right, good morning everyone. Welcome to Sector 5. Yeah, it's going to be a fun morning.
Ladies Protea Amy Visser takes a moment after losing a valuable fish. Before getting back to business. Province's Matt Potgieter, 1 beat below. Meanwhile, back at Sector 4, fishing has slowed down considerably. Daniel Factor on beat 11. The same physicality and focus seen earlier, maybe even more so. Despite that, Dan's scratching, but eventually he finds the fish. This was to be the pattern of the comp, fish bunching up in specific spots on the river.
You know what?
Okay, so how did that go?
Very tough. Lots of rain last night. Water came up, water's cold. As much as I tried to feed them exactly what they wanted, they didn't want to eat what I had on my menu. It's not always easy, but sometimes you have to scratch at the bottom of the bucket and find something to make them eat. So we got a few, but yeah, it wasn't easy.
Three hours in a boat can be uncomfortable enough. 3 hours in the rain only makes it worse. To make things even tougher, anglers battle to find fish. 2 hours into the session, nothing has been caught by anyone. By the end, hope has turned to despair. Devastation for the score sheets. Despite the lousy fishing, the group is unexpectedly buoyant.
Honestly, that wasn't fantastic, but at least it didn't rain that much. Oh, sorry, Carl. Very cold.
Cold and wet is, yeah.
So nothing, eh? No trout, nada.
Lots of bass.
Couple of bears.
Line ski.
Yeah, listen, that was not pleasant. I think sometimes in comp sessions, unfortunately, the fish don't want to bite, and I think we've had that over 3 sessions in a row now. 0 fish have come out between 33 anglers, so it's just unfortunate. It is what it is.
I want to ask you a question.
Jaco's a ghost angler, a stand-in to make up even numbers on the boats.
I've been on this dam for the last 9 hours and I tell you it hasn't been fun. No, sorry, 12 hours. 12 hours, 4 blanks. It's not playing games.
So you're the ghost angler.
It's not a joke, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my word.
But I've tried my
well
best.
done, you need a medal.
Thank you so much. I received that medal.
Over on Sector 5, one of the most memorable sessions is underway. Protea angler Dan Factor finds 5 fish on a beat that's produced 3 blanks before. By doing something with a dry fly few of us understand. With maximum points coming from blanks all over session 4, it's the sort of performance that propels him up the scoreboard. Day 3 at SA Nationals is usually a blur. There's only one session, session 5. It's the last chance for those with a hope of a top placing. This year, that could be a whole list of people. With the dams dishing out feast or famine, and numerous beats on the streams producing blanks, it's anyone's guess. Maddie Rich tries for a win on Sector 5, raking a tail out with a hopeful dry. Dark horse Stefan Nell gives away one of his secrets to success. And finally talks to camera. Matt Potgieter battles the Sector 2 cover. If he wins this one, he could medal too. Griffin Price tries his ninja moves a few beats down. Sector 1 anglers try for that one fish on Gox Hill. But soon, it's all over.
We've come to the end of your hard day's labour, three in a row. Thanks very much for all the hard work.
Sector
guys.
Judge Richard Gawley thanks his team of marshals.
Obviously, the income derived for the community from marshalling, that's quite big. The funds that go to rod fees often will go to communities or any conservation efforts.
Before today, I didn't do any fishing before today, so I learned a lot of things. You need patience, you need to love fishing so that you can be able to be patient, handle all the pressure and all that. So yeah, I learned a lot of things. Even the fishing too, it was my first time touching a fish. So it was quite an experience for me. Yeah.
Beat markers are removed, rivers are empty once again. Each piece of river has been fished by 5 anglers over 3 days. The valleys and dams are as they were 3 days ago. The trout are still there somewhere, perhaps a bit cleverer than before. But every year, competition anglers take stock of how they can do things better.
Are the competition fishermen using it in a responsible way? I believe they are, and I believe they can do more. I think it must evolve. The way to conserve an environmental space is to create investors in that space, to have people fall in love with it, to have people draw value from it, to create tourism around it. If you have no value in that space, it will fall into ruin.
As the distance casting competition begins and the fly tying comp gets underway, all the anglers converge on the Underberg Club for the last time. Granted, comp fishing is probably not for everyone, and the reasons are understandable.
It's an aversion to the nature of competition fishing, the idea of introducing competitiveness to something that is beautiful. And I can understand that for many people that's an unpleasant thought.
But skeptics that do come in often leave with huge benefits.
But you've got a lot of sort of weekend anglers that come into competition fishing that have fished for years, and they learn a huge amount in a very short period of time and become excellent anglers. So while competitions like a national championships can be tough and it doesn't always go your way, you'll typically walk out of a competition like this with a lot of learnings and value to be had for the future. And we talk about these experiences all the time. Once you've fished enough of these types of competitions, you pick up all these little secrets and tips and mechanisms to catching fish that you can use in the future when they pop up again. So there's definitely value for everyone.
Okay. One last game of wader paddle, then it's into prize giving.
Place LaRue Roos, 6th place Daniel Factor, 5th place Griffin Price, 4th place Carl Engelbrecht. Some new faces on the podium this year. In 3rd place, Stefanel. Place, and I think he's taken a while to get onto the podium, and I've been expecting him there more often in the last few years, and this year he got there. Garth Nievenhuis. Well done. Like a demon, and got fish where most of us wouldn't even know there were fish nearby. For the 2025 National Championship winner, Brett van Rensburg. Looked at it as the organizers, and we thought, sure, they need to be recognized for their achievement as a potential medalists. So the donation of the Xplorer line and rod will go to their team practice kit for their World Championships this year. So please come up, guys, to receive your... So we have in the region of about 100 anglers that qualify as juniors, and then the top guys that are available from that ranking list are then invited to the Colts team, and then they then participate in the senior nationals, and as we saw, they did really well. But the bronze medalist for 2025 from a team perspective is KZN. Got 8 points ahead of KZN in 3rd place. For 2nd place, well done to Central Gauteng. Team champions this year is Western Province. Well done, boys. legends. Have a safe travel home and let's have some drinks. Cheers.